In August 2021, a startup that was 18 months old was worth $7.75 billion, more than Manchester United, more than Aston Martin. The product it sold was a solution to a problem that was disappearing in real time as the deal was being signed. Nobody noticed, or nobody said anything. The company was Hopin. The product was virtual events. Johnny Bufferhot built it in 2019 after an autoimmune illness left him unable to attend conferences, meetings, anything that required leaving his apartment. He built an online platform that replicated a conference floor, stages, networking rooms, expo halls. He planned to launch in September 2020. Then COVID arrived and moved his timeline up by 6 months. In March 2020, Hopin had 16,000 monthly attendees. By August 2021, it had 17 million registered users and 100,000 organizational customers, including American Express and NATO. Investors called it the fastest-growing startup in European history. The funding matched the superlatives: $40 million in June 2020, $125 million at a $2 billion valuation that November, $400 million at $5.65 billion in March 2021. Then, in August 2021, $450 million more at $7.75 billion. Andreessen Horowitz, Tiger Global, Altimeter Capital, dozens of institutional investors on the cap table. IVP's Jules Maltz compared it to Slack, Snap, and Twitter. The board was delighted. 1 month after the Series D closed, the numbers started moving in the wrong direction. October 2021. Vaccines were in arms, travel restrictions were lifting, conferences were scheduling in-person dates, people were going back to rooms. Hopin's platform traffic began declining. The Explore tab, a public-facing page listing live events, had shown 15,000 events in mid-2021. By April 2022, a journalist counting them found fewer than 500. That metric was never in a press release. A reporter found it by looking. The private share price fell 41% on secondary markets in the first quarter of 2022. In February, Hopin laid off 138 people, 12% of the company. They called it a sustainable growth adjustment. 4 months later, 242 more, 29%. 4 months after that, another 17%. 3 rounds of layoffs in 12 months, 1,100 employees in January 2022, 500 by December. Internally, the picture was already described as chaos. Priorities shifting weekly. Features assigned and never shipped. The COO left, the CFO left, the chief business officer left. The board, with dozens of institutional investors on the cap table, provided essentially no check on any of this. August 2nd, 2023. 2 things happened on the same day. Hopin sold its core virtual events platform, the product that had built the company, attracted over $1 billion in investment, and justified a $7.75 billion valuation, to RingCentral for $15 million. The same day, Bufferhot stepped down as CEO. The company used its remaining cash to fund a $500 million shareholder buyback, returning roughly half their capital to some investors. Those who came in at the $7.75 billion valuation got the worst of it. In February 2024, the UK entity entered voluntary liquidation. Orderly, solvent, all debts paid. In April 2024, Italian software acquirer Bending Spoons bought what was left, primarily StreamYard, the live streaming tool Hopin had acquired for $250 million, the only product with real users for reasons unrelated to the pandemic. Bending Spoons later used it as the foundation for a broader events empire, acquiring Eventbrite. Bufferhot had sold approximately $200 million in personal shares during the 2021 fundraising. He moved to Switzerland. He has said very little about what happened. He moved on. Here is what nobody put in the post-mortem. The $450 million Series D was signed in August 2021. Vaccines had been rolling out for months. In-person events were already returning. Dozens of investors signed that check. None appear to have asked what a virtual events platform was worth when people could go outside. The public events count fell from 15,000 to fewer than 500. 12 months. Not one press release mentioned it. A journalist found it by looking at the Explore tab. Growth during a forced captive market is not product market fit. It is captive demand. When the cage opened, the users left. Hopin, hidden capital.